Listen up, primates. There is a major financial story developing between the United States and Iran. And if you invest in stocks, crypto, gold, or bonds, you need to understand what this could mean. Because this is not just an Iran story, it can become an oil story, an inflation story, an interest rate story, and eventually a market story. First, let's establish the source. This episode is based on a CNBC report published on August 22, 2026. The article was written by Azhar Sukri. We are going to take that news story, break it down, and explain what it means for investors. According to CNBC, the United States is preparing a tough new round of economic sanctions against Iran. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said the United States is preparing a major economic pressure campaign. More details are expected on Monday. Iran has strongly criticized the plan. But here's the part investors need to understand. A sanction is not simply a political statement. It can restrict financial activity. It can make it harder for targeted entities to access money, trade, and international financial networks. Now here is the most important lesson. Financial markets are connected. One event can move through several markets. So when you see a headline, do not stop at the headline. Follow the chain. Ask yourself, what happens next? Now look at the Strait of Hormuz. This narrow waterway is one of the most important energy routes in the world. According to the United States Energy Information Administration, oil and petroleum liquids moving through Hormuz averaged about 21.6 million barrels per day in the fourth quarter of 2025. By the second quarter of 2026, that fell to about 4.9 million barrels per day. So why should an investor care about oil? Because oil is connected to almost everything: transportation, shipping, aviation, manufacturing, and the movement of goods. When oil becomes more expensive, the cost of doing business can increase, and when business costs increase, some of those costs can eventually reach consumers. That can create inflation pressure. And now we reach the part that matters to almost every investor: interest rates. If energy prices stay elevated, inflation can become harder to control, and if markets expect inflation to remain high, investors may expect interest rates to stay higher for longer. That can affect bonds, and it can affect stock valuations. But this does not mean every stock will fall. That is an important beginner lesson. The same shock can hurt one company and help another. Higher oil prices can increase costs for fuel-intensive businesses, but some energy producers can benefit from higher oil prices. So investors should not ask only, is this good or bad? Ask, good or bad for whom? That's it for part 1. Stay tuned for the global ripple effects in part 2. Follow the money.